Good evening and welcome to Beyond Tomorrow. Long before man evolved on Earth, life forms lived underwater, extracting oxygen from that nurturing fluid. To this day, human fetuses have vestigial gills, a throwback to our maritime beginnings. But as we've evolved, fresh air has become essential to our survival. Or has it? Barry Nolan investigates a dramatic breakthrough, breathing liquid.
This laboratory mouse is totally submerged and breathing a liquid called perfluorocarbon. It's not a camera trick. The mouse could survive for hours this way with no apparent distress. It seems like it should be impossible. It seems like the mouse should drown. And of course, if the mouse were submerged in water, he would die for lack of oxygen, but not in oxygen-rich perfluorocarbon.
This is a beaker of air. This is water, and this is some of the perfluorochemical. What your lungs really need from air is the oxygen in it. Well, in 100 milliliters of air, there's about 20 milliliters of oxygen. In water, there is less than 1 milliliter of oxygen. That's why we can't breathe it. In the perfluorochemical, 50 milliliters of oxygen.
And because it is inert and does not penetrate the lining of the lung, oxygen flows out of the liquid and into the mouse's bloodstream, just as with a lungful of air. Dr. Leland Clark of Children's Hospital Medical Center in Cincinnati developed one of the first heart-lung machines. He was also the first to discover that animals could breathe a form of liquid silicone.
The experiment with the mouse breathing liquid is kind of neat because it not only shows that you can carry enough oxygen in the liquid, but that the liquid does not induce any coughing sensation. The mouse doesn't blink his eyes. It's obviously a very inert, innocuous material.
At Temple University School of Medicine, a number of investigators have been looking into the possibilities of liquid breathing. Dr. Thomas Schaefer has developed a ventilator that would gently deliver the liquid to and from the lungs.
The liquid ventilation has a large number of applications, both in environmental conditions as well as in medicine.
If all were as it should be, their lungs would still be filled with liquid, floating in the warm amniotic fluid of the womb, untouched by air, swimming in paradise. But they were born so premature, a mechanical ventilator must breathe for them, forcing air in and out of tiny, fragile, underdeveloped lungs, sometimes causing severe damage. For them, liquid ventilation may be the breath of life.
And the baby, after all, has never breathed air until they're born, so it should be a natural experience for them.
So far, they have tried brief periods of liquid breathing in 2 preemies, babies for whom all other measures had failed. The results showed great promise.
If we find that it works for the critically ill neonate, then we could maybe use it on less critically ill neonate to prevent that infant from becoming critically ill. We suspect that it's going to be very useful.
The same liquid breathing technique could be used to aid in the preservation of rare animal species when offspring are premature. It could be used to aid lung cancer victims. It offers an array of possibilities so vast, it literally takes your breath away.
Have you ever been tempted to try it just to see what it would feel like?
Yeah, I think it is a tempting thing because it's, while drowning may be a primordial fear, the idea of swimming around in nice warm liquid filled with oxygen is probably a primordial pleasure.
Swimming in paradise.
Swimming in paradise. Fluoro paradise.
Liquid breathing is a dramatic life-saving alternative that could be used anywhere there's a lack of oxygen. Its potential is limitless. I suppose one day it could help turn yuppies into guppies.
I'm sure you were tempted to try it yourself.
Actually, no, because it's going to feel an awful lot like drowning, even though it will save your life. So I think unless you absolutely had to, you probably wouldn't want to.
Oh, you want to keep that reporter's objectivity on the story.
Yeah, that's my excuse.
Coming up, traffic jams. They'll drive you crazy unless you drive in Tokyo, where they've got a better way. And millions of women face traumatic surgery at midlife.